Hello, my name is Amara Whitaker, and this is my recording for my lesson plan for D690. I wrote my lesson plan for a second grade social studies lesson. It follows standard Washington State Social Studies Standards C1.2.1, which is recognizing the key idea of public or common good within the context of community. I plan on integrating reading and writing throughout the lesson, the social studies lesson, by having the students read an informational text and kind of explaining what that is. They're going to be focusing on locating the main idea, finding text evidence to support this, and then they will also be writing an informational paragraph of their own where they discuss how they can contribute to the common good of their own communities, and they will be including text evidence that they have taken from the informational text and put into their writing. For the sake of time, I'll probably speed through certain things where I would take a lot longer, go more in depth in the classroom. I am going to pretend I have a document camera, although I don't because I'm at home. But just kind of bear with me. Hopefully you get the gist and the main idea. All right, here we go. Hi, my friends. I hope you guys had a good recess. All right, I hope all of you got your wiggles out and we are ready to go. So this week we've been learning a lot about community and what community means, right? So today I want us to think a little bit deeper about community, and I think this lesson is going to help us do that, and you guys are going to really like it. So what I want you to think about is, how can we make our community a better place? Don't share just yet. Just brainstorm in your mind for just a second. Think about it. All right, come back to me in 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Okay, so who wants to share a time that they helped make their community a better place? Go ahead, Jace. You shoveled the neighbor's driveway when it snowed? Oh, I like that. That's very nice. Okay. Very, very good. Okay. What about you, Gracie? You held the door open for somebody at the grocery store? I like that. Very nice. Okay. I'm hearing a lot of really good ideas where you guys have all helped contribute to the common good of your community by doing different things. I like that a lot. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we are going to read an informational text, okay? We're going to read from this informational text. We will gather information from this informational text. And then we're going to take what we have read and we're going to communicate and talk together, discuss as a group. We're going to take all of these things and we are going to write paragraphs individually, okay? And so all of your paragraphs are going to focus on that question. How can you make your community a better place? And you'll come up with one idea of how you can do that in your paragraph, okay? Now, before we get started, we're going to read this informational text. Remember, an informational text is a piece of text that gives you information, right? It will have facts. You can learn from it. When we read this text, I really want you guys to focus on what is the main idea, the key idea that the author is trying to get across to you, right? And then within that, you're going to see supporting details, right? So the author is going to include different supporting details. Sorry, my own kid just interrupted. Anyways, where was I? Supporting details. So you're going to find that the author includes details in their text that supports the main idea they're trying to get across to you. So when we read this informational text, we're going to work together on finding what that is and really paying attention to what that is, because we can use that as evidence to help you support your idea in your writing. Okay? Now, before we get going with the informational text, I think it's really important we go over some vocabulary. So over here we have our visual vocabulary poster, just like we always have. New words though, so these words are going to be going over our reading. So community, we are familiar with that one. Community, it's a place where people live, work, and play together, like a school, neighborhood, or town. So we've got the picture there of community. Citizen, an official member of a community who has rights and responsibilities. So, Owen, what are you a citizen of? The Kennewick community, I like it. And what about you, Amila? What are you a citizen of? The Westgate Elementary community. I like that. Very nice. So we are all citizens of different communities, right? You're all a citizen of the school's community, of the Kennewick community, or the small neighborhood you might live in, right? Okay. The next one, common good. So I've used this a couple times already today. Common good. Doing the right thing that are good, right things that are good, safe, and helpful for everyone in the group, not just yourself. And then there's our picture. He's thinking about everybody else in his little thought bubble, not just himself. That's hard to do, huh? Sometimes it's really easy to just focus on ourselves, right? It's hard to put others first and think about, is this better for everybody else or is it only better for me, right? So that's what the common good is. You're choosing to do the right thing for the group, not just yourself. Okay, the next word, contribute. To give or do something valuable, like your time, your kindness, or hard work to help your group succeed. So we do a lot of group work in here, right? And every single one of you has something that you contribute, that you give to the group, whether it's your hard work, sometimes it's supplies, right? Your kindness. These are things you can contribute. And so there's our picture. Oh, look, I can help. Okay, evidence is our last one. Facts, clues, or proof that show something is true or help you prove your point, right? So the informational text we are going to be reading, we will look for evidence. We're going to look for facts or proof or clues that are going to help support that main idea, right? So if at any point during the lesson or during the reading, if you're unsure of a vocabulary word, remember our visual vocabulary posters right here, and it even has the pictures that will help you understand, okay? So now that we've done that, let's get in and let's go ahead and read our informational text. Sorry for the interruption. Summer break, my kids are home. Anyways, okay. So we're going to read our informational text now, my friends. All right, so everybody should have a copy of it, and you all have your pencils. I have my pencil and you have your pencil because what we're going to be doing is we are going to be circling the main idea that we think the author is trying to get across to us, and then we're going to be underlining all of those supporting details that we can find in the text, okay? So I've got here the document camera, and you are going to watch that so everybody can see and read along with me, right? All right, here we go. A community is a group of people who live, work, or share interests together. Some communities are neighborhoods where families live close to each other. Others can be schools, sports teams, or even online groups. What makes a community special is how people connect and support one another every day. Okay. I'm noticing right here that the author tells us that communities support one another, right? So I think they help one another, and that makes them special. I think I'm going to circle that. That sounds like a key idea that they're trying to get across to me, that the communities, they support one another. So I'm going to underline that, or circle that actually. Okay. Now I'm going to, as I read, I'm going to keep my eyes open and my ears peeled for how details show that they support this idea. Okay, so let's see. In a neighborhood community, people often help each other. Neighbors may share tools, watch over each other's homes, or even celebrate holidays together. Community helpers like teachers, doctors, firefighters, and shop owners all play important roles. Each person's actions help the community stay safe and welcoming. Communities also grow stronger when people show kindness and respect. Listening to others, solving problems peacefully, including everyone, makes people feel like they belong. Even small acts like smiling, cleaning a park, or helping a new student can make a big difference. So I notice here The author says that people being kind and solving problems peacefully and helping neighbors, that is helping the community. So I'm going to underline that because that seems like a good supporting detail that supports that key idea I found earlier. So I'm going to underline that, and I'm going to remember this because I might be able to use some of that as evidence in my writing. Okay, let's keep going. Today, communities exist both in person and online. Students might join book clubs, gaming groups, or learning communities with people from different places. No matter where a community exists, teamwork and caring for others is what truly makes it strong. I like that last sentence. I think that's an important point too. Teamwork and caring for others. So I'm gonna underline that. Teamwork and caring for others. Make it strong. Okay, so now that we have finished reading our informational text, what did we think about it? What did we learn from it? What are some ways we can help support our community? Go ahead, Owen. I like it. Yes, you can be welcoming to a new student. Very good. I like that. What else? Graceland. Be respectful and smile. Yes, that was in there. Definitely. I like that. Okay, what else did we hear? Problem solving. I like it. Very nice. Okay. So I'm hearing a lot of different good examples that the informational text helped provide us with, right? So what I want you to do now is I want you to turn to your partner and I want you to talk. And I want you to pick one of those examples that the informational text gave you, right? But this is the important part. I want you to tell your partner why you think that example would be good for the community. What makes that example, what makes that special? Why would that be good for the community? Why do you think that would be good for the community? Okay, so go ahead. Each of you come up with one and turn and talk to your partner. All right, and come back to me in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so who wants to give me the first example? Pawasha, go ahead. Oh, I like that. Okay. Yes, so cleaning, you thought that cleaning the park is a good example because not everybody has backyards to play in. And going to the park is a good place to play. And if it's not clean, then people don't have anywhere to play. I like that. Very nice. Another example. Okay. Yes, very good. Okay, so it sounds like you guys really paid attention to the reading and you got some really good examples and you really have thought about this and why those examples matter to your community, right? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to brainstorm for our writing. Remember, our writing, our paragraph is going to be how can we make our community a better place with one idea that would make our community a better place. So what we're going to do is we're going to brainstorm different ideas and different ways we can make our community a better place. Okay, so who wants to go first? Pawasha. Clean the park. You did like that idea. Okay, I like it. That's a good one too. Clean the park. So we've got, clean the park. What's another example we have? Jace. Hold doors open. Okay. So clean the park. Hold open doors. Okay, what's another one? Oh, and be respectful. Very nice. Okay. Be respectful. Okay, what else do we have? Mila, go ahead. You can share supplies. Ooh, that's a good one. Share supplies. And that's at school and in your communities at home. Maybe it snowed and your neighbor doesn't have a snow shovel, but you have two. You could share, right? Okay, share supplies. Share my pencils. Share my supplies at home. Okay, what else? Welcome a new student. I like it. Welcome a new student. Okay, so looks like we've come up with quite a few different ways that we could help make our community a better place, right? I really like that. What we're going to do now that we've kind of brainstormed some ideas for your writing and for your informational paragraph, we need to kind of organize our thoughts, because good writers, they don't just dive straight into writing, right? If we did that, our writing, maybe it wouldn't make sense. It might be kind of all over the place because our thoughts are kind of all over the place, right? So what's going to help us do that is our graphic organizer. So you all have a graphic organizer at your desk. Go ahead and get your name on there. And then you'll notice the graphic organizer is broken down to help us organize our thoughts and gather all of our information, right? Because we have information in different places. We have information in our vocabulary poster. We have information from the brainstorming we did. We have information from our informational text, right? We have different sources that we can gather information from, and we can put it into our writing. And the graphic organizer is going to help us organize all of that. So everybody, go ahead and get yours, get your name on it, and then follow along on the document camera again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just the beginning part of the graphic organizer and how we're going to fill it out. But after I do the beginning part, I want you to continue on the beginning part on your own and then do the rest of it completely by yourself. So let's see, I'll put my name here, Mrs. Whitaker. Okay. And then my key idea. One way I can help my community is, let's see, I'm going to say by welcoming. I like that one because you know what? We have a new student coming next week. Welcoming a new student. I like that. I want to think on that more, and I want to write on that. So that's what I've chosen. Okay. So now I need, let's see, it says supporting detail number 1, evidence from the text. So what details from the informational text support my ideas? Let's see. I'm going to say, well, you know what? I need to look at the informational text, because I can't remember right off the top of my head. So let's go back to the informational text and look. I've underlined different important things in the text, supporting details, so that makes it easier. Let's see. It says, even small acts like smiling or helping a new student make a big difference. So I'm going to put, the text says smiling and helping a new student make a big difference in communities. I like that. So you see, I did not panic when I didn't remember right off the top of my head what my text evidence was, right? What did I do? That's right. I went back to my text where I had underlined things. That's what that was there for. So you guys are going to do the same thing. You're going to get your name on there. You are going to put down your key idea. And then you need to include supporting detail 1 and supporting detail 2. Now, if you keep going down, you're going to see it says academic vocabulary, and it's got our vocabulary words on there. That is because you have to include at least one vocabulary word in your writing. Can you include more than that? Absolutely. I would love to see it. But if you don't stress it. You just need to include at least one, okay? And remember, if you're a little bit unsure of what they mean, we do have pictures next to all of them that'll help you with that. After that, you have a checklist at the very bottom of that vocabulary, of your visual graphic organizer, and that will help you if you've gone through, let's see, I wrote one way I can help my community, check. I included 2 details from the informational text, check. So go through that to make sure you've hit all your check marks, and then you're good to go on your writing. While you guys do that, I'm going to go around, I'm going to check in on everybody and see how we're doing. Okay, let's see how we're doing. What's your main idea? What's one way you've decided to help your community? By cleaning up the park? I like it. Okay. What's your supporting detail that you're going to use? Oh, okay. It makes the community safe. I agree. It does make the community safe. Very nice. Okay. Keep going. I love it. Let's see. So you found one supporting detail, but it looks like we need maybe another one. Okay. But you're having a hard time finding it? Well, let's go back to the text. You know what we could do is we could go back to the text and we could just reread that part and we could see if maybe that helps you find another supporting detail. And what could you do if you find it? You could underline it. Very nice. Okay, let's go for it. Oh, I like how you're using 2 vocabulary words. I like that very much. Okay. All right, and come back to me in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So give me a thumbs up if you all are pretty much done with your graphic organizers. Okay, it looks like pretty much everybody's done with your graphic organizers. My friends, we just need more supporting details. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. My friends that need help with the supporting details to finish up their graphic organizers, why don't you meet me back at the table by our visual poster, the vocabulary poster, and then the rest of my friends, you can go ahead and get started on your paragraphs. Now remember, your paragraph needs to include one idea of a way you can contribute to the common good of your community. So one way you can make your one idea of a way you can make your community a better place. And then it needs to include 2 supporting details from the informational text that's at your table that we read. And then it also needs to include 1 vocabulary word. Again, the poster is there to help you. We also have sentence stems, right? So, but right below that poster is another one. So the informational text says, or another detail from the text is, one way I can help my community is, this helps the common good because, so these are all different sentence stems. If you're feeling a little bit stumped or you're not quite sure how to get your idea across, but you do have the idea, you can use those, okay? They are all there to help you. And then if you do finish your paragraph rather quickly and you're feeling like you still need a little bit more of a challenge, come find me and we will get you started on a second paragraph where you can write 1 more paragraph. And on this one, it is 1 way you can improve your school community, okay? All right, so everybody go ahead and get to it. And if you need me, just raise your hand and let me know. All right, that is my video. Sorry for the interruptions. My kids are home from school themselves for summer break, so there was more of them than I intended. But hopefully you got the main idea. Thank you.